Ahamev param brahma vasudevakhyamavjayam itischa nischito mukta Vadayevan yata bhavet Ahamev param brahma Nischitam chitya chintyatam Shidrupatvad asangatvad Yatvad prayatnata. O mind, please meditate with great conviction that I am pure consciousness, the Supreme Brahman. And I am without any attachment. I am Chidrupatvad, I am consciousness itself. Asangatvad, I am without attachment. Abhadyatvad, I can never be declined or I can never be, deleted. Say I, the word I can never be removed. When I am is still existing. Even when the body goes, existence is still there. So that kind of a thought, you please meditate with great conviction. I am ever present. That very presence is myself. Sure.
Thank you, Neelakantanji. If you see the biggest difference in path by Bhagavan and other various paths is that other path starts somewhere in the matter or as the one in the non-self and tries to attain the self. Bhagavan says you are self. And so the effort is to be firmly established in that self. That's all. So when we say that path of self-inquiry, is it a direct path? It's actually not even a path. You stay as self, and then whatever the drama unfolds because of your habit, because of your desires, intention, conditioning, watch it. You stay as awareness. If you go into the scriptures, they also say the best sadhana or practice is by 100% conviction that Aham Brahmasmi. If that is your conviction, nothing else needs to be done. Then all is done is to not believe in what you were believing before, getting out of that conditioning mind. So how direct this is? It is actually staying as what you are and not getting into anything what you are not. Because so many people, they think that they have to do something to be that. But there is no doing, there is only undoing. Bhagavan used to explain so beautifully, but I don't know how many people understood. People used to come that I am so worried, and Bhagavan said, what worry? He said, look, I have got everything, but I keep worrying. And Bhagavan's answers used to be so simple. Someone will say there is no compassion because he is never acknowledging even the worry. He used to say, do you sleep at night? He said, yes, I sleep. And when you sleep, do you have worries? He said, no, I don't even know anything. And he said, you are the same person now, isn't it? Who was sleeping and has no worries. Yes. Then why don't you just stay as you were in sleep? What is new when you are out of the sleep? What is new? This television is new, called as mind, which is always going on. Because you identify yourself as that. That is the problem. If you don't identify yourself with mind, then there's no problem. It is wrong identification creating the problem. Otherwise, there is no problem. There's nothing else to be done. Because we think we are this mind, because of this I thought, because of that individuality which this I thought creates, is all suffering. Then we talk about ego. Then we try to find the way to get rid of the ego. It is a wrong belief, and for that wrong belief, we have to do something. There is nothing needs to be done. Nothing needs to be done. People who believe in God as an entity, they can also sort out their way. Then there are other ways how they can sort it out. By giving all love to the God, devotion to the God, not asking anything from God. And if you also believe in this word, then doing what you can do, serve, but not asking anything, not serving to serve, just happening. This body for the word, heart to the God. Then what is left? Nothing. Nothing is left. All the suffering, what we call, is because we are actually selfish. We don't give anything to anyone by this body, and we don't give any love to the God. Because from the God, if you give love to the God, you get exponential love from that source. You can't give love to the God. I'm just telling, but if when you, with love you get there, the only thing you get is love only. Infinite love, unconditional love. And if you unconditional seva, then your ego gets finished. In that devotion it gets finished, and in this nishkam karma it gets finished. But this is for the one who cannot understand the simple truth what Bhagavan is saying. Because Bhagavan's truth is so easy, so simple, so pure. You are that pure self. That's all. If you believe in a teacher, you believe in a teaching, and if you abide in that, then what is left? You don't even need a guru. You don't need an external guru. External guru's job is not more than this. Whom you can trust and who says something and you follow it. That's all. But you have to follow it. That much you have to do. He can tell you, and if you say, yes, I believe, then there's nothing left to be done. It is so simple. You know, Meera ji, she sang that song. It's so beautiful, though I could even understand. Now I start feeling that probably I know some Tamil intuitively. It is so beautiful. So nicely done, you know. Ben shared in the group also. It is so nice. It is such easy, you know. That is the song is, this is only Bhagavan song. On who wrote this song? Was it Murugnar? Murugnar?
No, Bhagavan.
Bhagavan wrote this song, okay.
Yeah, somebody gave the first sentence saying that it is very easy.
I think Murugnar gave this first sentence.
Yeah, Murugnar gave the first sentence that it is Atma Vidya is Ati Sulabham. Atma Vidya is very easy. Then
Ati Sulabham.
The whole 5 stanzas or something.
Ati Sulabham, very easy. He's not saying Sulabham, he's not saying easy.
Ati Sulabham.
He's saying Ati means very easy. So easy is easy, but very easy means it's a cakewalk. In English, the word is cakewalk, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know who has walked on cake. I have never, but someone must have walked on cake. But it must be difficult walking on cake, isn't it? I don't know. They say cakewalk. But Bhagavan has said, and if you really believe in Bhagavan, then you have to believe in this song also, isn't it? Ati Sulabham.
There is another song which Murugnar wants to defy. That song was, it's the most difficult thing. That's what that song says. So Muruganar just wrote the sentence that I don't like that. Please put it like this. Then it was completed by Bhagavan.
Yeah. Look, this is the power of Guru also. If the teacher says easy, it becomes very easy. If your teacher is saying it is very difficult, it will take 7 more births, then definitely if you believe in that teacher, it will happen that way. Even in medical also it happens. A doctor says, oh, look, this person might die in 3 months. Most of the time when you believe in that doctor, you die in 3 months. But if the doctor has believed that, no, you will survive and you are pretty good, it works for you. And whatever you believe in this word, it actually becomes that for you. That is the power of belief. So when you believe in something like Arunachala, you believe in Bhagavan, you believe in what he's saying, and you believe and you do. Do means you believe and you stay, whatever he's saying. Then what else needs to be done? Nothing needs to be done. The one who thinks he has to do, or he is suffering, or who has to know the self, that all is just mind talk, self-talk. Then go back again to the source when you were in deep sleep, when there was no mind, you were in peace. Now this noise is coming, and you believe that this is me. And you give energy of your attention and your belief to the mind. And then you say how to get rid of this mind. First, you are acknowledging it. First mistake. And then second is how to get rid. Again, when you are getting annoyed with the mind, you are giving power to the mind only. Understand, it is only mind talk. Mind is talking to mind only. In this whole game, in this gamut of all this self-talk, it is one part of mind talking to the mind only. I don't like my mind. Who is saying? Do you think self is saying this? It is only mind saying. We have created multiple things inside the mind. I don't like my mind and the mind is disturbing me. Whom it can disturb? Whom? The one who believes that he owns the mind. Ego is also part of mind. They are not separate. They are all accomplice in this crime. This is all just one big gadget. Why this mind is disturbing? Because we think we are mind. We live in the mind. We live in that small pond of mind. Though we don't have to. But our whole focus is on that only. And that's why we suffer. You pay attention to that pure awareness. You contemplate on that pure awareness what you are. Keep repeating things like Ribhu Gita. Keep reading Bhagavan's teachings. Contemplate on it. So your belief becomes strong. They say fake it to make it. First, stay as self. And then see what comes out and pulls you. You just watch it. And gradually you will see that this unfolding will occur. Have patience, have perseverance, and stay that. If you go into the deeper meaning, all the scriptures, they say that best is to treat yourself as Brahman, yourself as self, yourself as God. That makes your journey faster, because that's where you have to land up at the end. Why don't you start where you have to end? Why you want to have an idol worship and then from there you move to devotion and then dissolve your ego, and then Why to take so many steps? Because that's what the mind wants. It loves, it wants to buy time, Like in India, the court cases continues for 10, 15, 20 years. The victim is already dead. The case is continuing, just buying time, more time, when the verdict will come. Bhagavan has come in this time of the word just because he knows that we will be having no time. We are so short of time. So what is the quick method? This is the quickest method. Have firm faith in this belief that you are that pure self, pure awareness. But then don't do any stupidity, which pure awareness never does. Meanness, selfishness, greedy, angry, full of lust. That all are characteristics of that selfish ego. Then you can't be the self and then behave like with all those animal instincts. Worse than animal, actually. Human with an ego is worse than any other animal. Other animals will eat another animal only when they are hungry. Man eats other animals when he is full, just for as a play, for his indulgence, he will do those things. So you have to give up that animalistic behavior altogether and be the self. And still, if you don't know what is that self, then compare your notes with Bhagavan. Don't bring your bar lower than Bhagavan. Keep it at that level. This is the power of having a guru who is such a high ideal that even if you don't reach there, you will reach somewhere. You will purify a lot of things. I was talking to someone today and I was saying that there are saints, there are sages, there are enlightened beings. It's rare to find such a saintly person as an enlightened being. Such a saintly person. So saintly and enlightened. Enlightened people can be doing, or their destiny might be leading them to do so many crazy things also. Who knows? I'm not judging them, but I'm telling you, you have an ideal whom if you worship, you flawless. You can't find a flaw in Bhagavan. While you compare so many enlightened beings, there are so many stories in their life by which you can have a doubt. Here, there is no doubt. And if you have doubt, then you can compare again people who were with Bhagavan during his time. They were writing their diaries. So at a given time, there were at least 2 people writing a diary. You can compare what they have written. His life was such an open thing in that they call hall. It is not even hall. Most of the people's rooms here are bigger than that, And then he was staying in that bigger room with so many other people, always there. No secret life, no private life. This is what self is. Self is never private, never secret. It is not doing anything for itself.
The inmates were sleeping in the same room.
Yeah, they were all sleeping in the same room and he was always there for everyone. Here we have made that ego has created a private life. We think something, we say something, and we do something completely different. There is no harmony in thinking, words, and actions. I'll tell you, even if you take this as a mantra, that what I think, what I speak, and what I do, all three will be same. You will be finished. You will be enlightened within an hour.
It's a famous Sanskrit shlokam for that. Mano vakkaya karmani me shuddhantam jyotiraham virajavi papma bhuya sadgasvaha. Mano, vak, kaya, all in the same line. Mind, words, and the action. If you are doing that, you become Jyoti itself, that consciousness itself.
If you have no time left, if you want a crash course, follow this. Very easy. I'll tell you, when you abide in awareness, you know how every path comes to the awareness. Every path comes to awareness. Actually, these are golden words by people who have gone through those paths. Or even if not through these paths, when you are on the top, you see where the path will lead to. But if you hold on to this individuality, creating your own boundaries of deceiving others or acting too smart, that's why I say people whom we say use the word too smart, they are really smart. They can achieve anything in this world except knowing self. Because it is not for any smart people. The best minds in the world, the best intellectual minds in the world will have no clue about God. They can never understand. Because they have too much of pride about their own minds. And mind is the problem. Mind is the problem. Because you have this ownership of this mind. And this is the first sin. Because what is happening here is you are treating yourself as too smart than God. No humility, no humbleness. You think you can manage things well. So many people day to day we meet, they say, oh, look, I don't believe in God. Look, what is the situation in the world? And as if you make them God and they will fix everything. How much loose talk we do, which only reflects our own ego, nothing else. For a sadhak, for a seeker, we have to be nothing. Because that nothing is everything. You see this in this dream world, where the God challenges anyone and tells, I am here, worship me, or anything. But the one who wants to know him with all his heart will know him. And others cannot see him. How? Look, you might be with 1,000 people around. The one who knows is always in the joy of knowing him. And rest all around him will think, is he mad? Is he fool? Why he's so happy? How does he know if we haven't seen him? And they will ask all the stupid questions to that person. How do you know God? Where is God? And for that person, he can't see anything else except God. In everything it is God. Even these people who are asking these questions, he is only seeing God in them also. But they have no clue. You know why? This, which we call as buddhi. Buddhi. A buddhu, buddhu we say in Hindi, buddhu means the one who is dumb. So the one who is buddhu, using this buddhi for bhog, for indulgence, so he can never see God. And a Buddha is Buddha because he used this buddhi for yoga, to meet beloved in heart, and he sees God. So choice is yours. The same gadget can be used, one to live in this world and to indulge, or the same can be used to go within and to become Buddha. It is very easy, ati sulabham. But the thing is that, are you interested? And if you are interested, are you interested 50% or 100%? Even 99% will not get you there. That is for sure. You can continue for millions of years. Because that 1% which you have interest, creating interest in this world, will continue your journey in this world. In this way, God is very, very, I should say, possessive about you. He wants you 100%. He believes in all or none. If you have 1% interest, he will say, okay, you enjoy. He will give you what you want. He gives you. He just only knows giving. Though we feel pride in our own achievements that I have done it, but he never comes and says, no, I have given you. He just gives you what you want. But if you want him, then he wants you 100% interested in him. He is everywhere, but nobody can see. No sansarik person can ever even touch him or see him or feel him. But the moment you have intense longing for him, he manifests in everything. But the problem is that you cannot show to a sansarik person. He might only get some clue if he's interested. Again, he has to follow the same principle as you have done. He has to give up 100% of an interest to know God. So, don't think it is Guru's kripa. Don't fool yourself. We use this word Guru's kripa because you give 100%, and then this 100% giving is also comes from the grace only. That is why we say grace, kripa. But don't think that there is any Mahatma in this world who puts your hand on you and you are liberated forever. No. You have, if it happens like that, it is because you have 100% longing to know God. Then only it will happen. Though you can give credit to Guru, that is good. That is your humbleness. But if you are seeing, if this revelation comes to you, it will come. Deliverance will come to you only if you are 100% for it. If you're testing waters, you can keep testing for millions of years. You have to give up 100%. The moment you give 100, he also shows you 100% then. He does not hide anything from you. That is why the knower and the knowledge is the same. God and self is the same. Why Bhagavan said so clearly in such a young age, I think he was 21 when he wrote on the soil. That's what he said. If you see the word, you cannot see God. That is for sure. What does that mean? Understand the meaning. The same buddhi which is going for bhog can never see Bhagavan, never see God. Unless it turns in. It is like understand it is like a gadget. It can be plugged. If it gets plugged into one plug, it will show you the sansar. Same plug comes out and puts in and in your heart, and it will show that divinity in everything. It is the same. Somehow you can't do both. I'll warn you, and I really want to warn you, there are millions of teachers right now on earth who says do both, and they are very attractive because we don't want to leave anything, we want to indulge in everything, and we also want to know Bhagwan. So these teachers are very famous also. They say you do bhog and you will get yog as a bonus, and they have techniques to do that. But where I am coming from, I don't want anyone to be fooled by those people, because it's nothing like this. No scripture says this. No enlightened being says this. It is next to impossible. You don't have to run away from anything, but you have to know that self. You have to know that God. You have to put your 100% for it. So many people, they are still stuck up in the mind game that this is happening with me and someone has said this to me and how can I, and there are obstacles on the path. It is only interest in this gossip, which, because it gives you some titillation, you enjoy that suffering of this word in a way. You say it is suffering, but you still wants to be the boss in the society in some way or the other, in the family matters or community matters or religious matters, and then you complain that people are not treating you well or there is a politics. There's nothing except God. Everything is everywhere. All these puppets which are moving, which are doing some drama, it is all laughable. There's no fun in any of these stories. I should say maybe fun is there, but there is nothing serious about any of these stories. It is a problem only for the one who is interested in it. Who is not interested, there is no problem. Everyone in this world is busy in something or the other, and people want to do this thing in this way, and then there's an obstacle. Because your vasana is there, your intention is to do. That's why when something comes, it looks like obstacle, because again, it clearly shows that you are very much interested in things. Your desires are unlimited. Now you are still plugged into the word. You have not taken out your plug and put it in. And then people say that, look, I did this in practice and this practice and nothing happened. Bhagwan's path is so simple, so easy. He is saying to us that you are that pure awareness. Just abide in your pure self. He has even taken away all these dilemmas which is in most of the people about free will and all those things. He says no free will. Whatever is happening, destiny. So you don't worry about it. You just stay here. How beautifully he has told us things. It is that infinite compassion for us to reach the goal as quickly as possible. He has even given us ticket that no action, don't worry about action. Action is a bondage. He has sorted out it for us. All this karma yoga, nishkam karma. He said action is bondage, just leave it. And there is no free will, so destiny, leave it. What is happening around you? So actions, he has got rid of you. All your free will, he has got rid. So he just wants you to be there only. What else do you want? So simple teaching, making our life so easy. He never asked anyone to do japa. People came that, can I do japa? He said, yeah, do it. Can I do this? Yes, do it. He's not against anything. If that is what attracts you, do it. But he never gave anything. He never gave any techniques. Pranayam, breathing, whatever. He says you can do these. They are very early when your mind is so restless. You can do these things. Japa, pranayam and all those things. But eventually you have to know who is doing it. Self has nothing to do for anyone, for anything, at any time. Self is always the same. Self is always that uninvolved witness, which is actually enjoying the show and without the show. Without the show, as in deep sleep, stays there only. If you want to pick up one thought, then pick up this thought of your deep desire, longing to abide in the self. That's all. This one thought, one longing will dissolve other longings, so it will pull all your energy within. And then you will see your own self-effulgent self, which does not need any support. Do you think self needs support of mind? It is like this big huge sun and small finger, even smaller than finger, can help that sun. It cannot. This mind and all what we see, it is all maya jal. It is a net. It is a trap. See the language of saints, whoever has known. They tell it beautifully in songs and bhajans and whatever way they can make you understand. To get out of it is so simple. Bhagavan has given us the best mantra. Chumma yeru, keep quiet. No activity in the mind. All activities of mind are to achieve, to gain, to reject, to attract, and something or the other in this world, things or beings. That means your interest here, you're plugged into the word, this gadget. If you really still don't understand what this plugging in means, then see the life of Kabir, Tulsidas, Mirabai, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, so many people, how they left everything to go within. No interest. You don't have to leave home, but your interest should be here all the time, whether you're working, even if you are arguing with someone, or whatever is happening, all your attention should be here. Once you have found it, don't leave it. Once you have found it, never leave it. Stay there itself. You will come to that in some way or the other. If you are interested, you will somehow, something will get you will get you established. The change, something will change. It could be unique in your case, who knows? How it will happen, only that knows. You can't create a technique, you just have to create longing. That longing is grace, nothing else. That longing is grace, that is kripa. Ask for that kripa if you don't have longing. If you don't have that intense longing, ask for that. That only you can ask. And once that is there, it will make it happen. By hook or crook, whatever. Whatever, it will happen. You just ask for longing. Ask for that love for God. Give your 100% there. 100%. Don't hide. Don't stop anything. And then see what will happen. If it is not happening, it is because there is some deficiency in us only. His grace is full. It is we are holding on to something. We have unfinished task. And just understand, if you have unfinished task, that means you are a double-minded person, isn't it? You don't know, but God knows. So he don't want you to pull out of this sansar. He says, okay, sort out your task. Whatever love and hate you are going through, or attraction or whatever. Okay, continue. He knows you more than you know him. More you keep going, more you will understand, more it will be that unfoldment is happening. And if you put your hand on your heart and you feel that, look, I am giving 100%, then there is nothing else you can do. Then just wait and watch. Because then Kabir says that whatever water you give, or whatever, when the season comes, the fruit will come in the tree, And even in Guru Vani, it says, Sahaj pake so meetha, the one which slowly ripes is very sweet, So it takes time. So that means a slow cooking is happening. You don't have to worry. If you have given 100%, then it is Bhagwan's job, not your job. You can only be in the queue. You have to have patience, that's all. And in that patience, you can continue with your longing in whatever way. The moment you touch that in your heart, when he opens your heart, it's like you are at the door. And when you are 100% at the door opens. And that the flow of that love, the divinity that just flows. Even if, I don't know, let's say by mistake he opens the door before your complete individuality is not gone. That flow of that grace, that love will dissolve everything. Even if something is left, it will be finished. He is full of mercy. He never sees what you have done wrong in this world. If he looks into your mistake, then nobody can achieve it, because mistakes happen with this body, something or the other. That's why they say the devil is the past of a saint at some time, and saint is the future of a devil somewhere in future, isn't it? We all are in this process of evolution. So no need to judge anyone, whatever they are doing or not doing. They are in their own stages of life, everyone. They are going through their own things in their life. But eventually everyone has to reach the source. If you want to finish this story, you are no more interested in this drama, then the drama will end for you immediately. But the drama will continue for rest. It's not that actually you are suffering very badly, that's why you want to get out. Maybe it might be the case. But this intense longing to know Him is actually a suffering I know in a lot of people, really pure seekers. That type of suffering, to know that beloved in heart, is divine suffering. It's so beautiful. It has its own the one who is going through knows. It is also beautiful. You know, Gautam Buddha always talked about suffering. Do you think he was suffering? When in his prime youth, he had the beautiful princess, a son, kingdom. He was always indulging everything. But he had this longing to know that self. And he knew that how much you indulge in things, suffering or that stress or uneasiness or incompleteness never ends. In spite of having everything, he understood. This is the grace. And after 2,500 years, he's still helping people. And he starts with this only, that there is suffering in this world. And there are ways to end this suffering. So what type of buddhi Buddha had? Yog buddhi, isn't it? He wanted to know the divine. He has no interest in bhog, though all the bhogas, all the indulgence was all around him in abundance. How pure his mind was to start with, even when he was a prince. And how much help he has done to the world. I'm pretty sure much more than if he was just a king. How many kings were around that time? How many people know? Nobody. But everyone knows Buddha even now. And how many Buddhas he produced? Thousands, maybe millions in all these years. This is the power of your own realization. It is so powerful, it is so pure, and it is so humble. It appears as if the God has made this machine called as human body, and He sends. And then He wants it to show the result, show Him in that body. He also wants that flower to blossom. It is like you are throwing away the seeds. on the side of the road and how many blossoms in a beautiful tree. Maybe one in thousands. He also does this. He just throws away. Wants to see how many will blossom, how many will show that divinity within. That is the game he is playing. Understand this. And be that seed which blossoms and shows his full glory in form of you. Let's say we give this life to God. Can we give one life to God? We have done so many things, I don't know, in previous lives. Can we give this life to God? Let's sign a document together that this life is for God. Who can understand that? And when we are saying that this life for God, half of the life is already gone. We can't give 100% life to Him even now, even if we commit now. But yes, we can still say that whatever is left, now it's all for you. We are His children. He is there to embrace us. Ishwar Ansh Jiva Vinashi. We are all part of Him only. We are not separate from Him. Your interest, your intention, your deep desire to know and to know Him will produce the result in the most easiest way. You might think that I'm talking more about devotion, but there is no difference. There is no difference. Devotion or self-inquiry. Bhagavan's all students are called as devotees, not disciples. He had no disciple. He said, I'm not a teacher. Because he never accepted anyone as a student, so they're all devotees. What is devotion? What is devotee? What is bhakti? It is love only. Love for the divine. Never get into fight of self-inquiry method and devotion separate method and yoga third method and that one fourth. You have no method. Be in that methodless. Just love that. Love that self. Love that God. Sit with that. Incubate in your heart. Believe me, He is more real than anything which you think is real. Plug in all your attention, all your devotion, all your love. Don't keep anything for some other occasion. Give everything. Have that bhav, that feeling for him all the time. So this method of knowing him is not a 5-minute job or 10-minute job. A seeker's job is 24 hours, 7 days a week. He's never tired. The one who is tired is that selfish ego only. And that ego can never reach. The one who thinks he's doing some making efforts and making lot of efforts, he can never reach. Because he's counting. If you are counting your efforts for that infinite, it itself shows that you have no love. Where there is love, you don't make efforts. Everything is effortless in love. Where there is give and take relationship, you keep a balance sheet that I have put this much and I need this much out of it. Then it is a business, it is not love. Don't keep any balance sheets. Because what you are going to get at the end is infinite. Then you will be very shameful that I was keeping a number for everything, that I have done 10,000 japa, or I have been sitting for 2 hours, or I am a Bhagavan devotee for 20 years. Whatever it is. Abide in self. Whatever works for you is best. There is no one path better than other. You should have interest, that's all. And if your interest is less, then ask for more interest. Ask for more grace. Ask that grace to give you more interest. That interest will do everything for you. See Bhagavan's devotees, Murugnar, Sadhu Om, Annamalai. We talk about few old ones, but even now, there are hundreds, thousands. Why don't you be like that? Why you have to think about anyone else? We are not different from any of them. What is Bhagavan is our pure self, none other than us. Came in this waking dream to tell us, go within. Abide in your pure self. Live in your heart all the time. If you start living in your heart, your mind will definitely come and will merge in heart forever. Where will it go? All that noise will disappear. How long can it stay? But first you have to have interest there. Everything else will follow. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Arunachal Ramanaya Om. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Sanjay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjay.
Thank you. Thank you.